We
gotta let Rob look up inverted nipples.
I mean, you can start if you want to. I don't care.
Welcome to Eligible Monster. This week, we're going to continue our weekly discussion show where we talk about things that are going on in the gaming world because Nathalie is still ill. Though her treatments are going well, she is making a full recovery. If things keep going in this way, we will be back and all of our ideas are going to be
this is just so weird.
We've just told Rob about inverted nipples. He looked them up with Safe Search off. Not a good idea. So anyway, today's topic is going to be, why is Far Cry 5 good?
Okay.
Which is Far Cry is the better one? Okay. So we're going to go ahead and discount 1 and 2. I think I'm the only one that actually even played 1 and 2, and they're not good games.
I'll be perfectly honest, until Far Cry 3, I'd never even heard of Far Cry.
Far Cry 2 had a mechanic where you had to get malaria pills to keep yourself alive.
Oh my god.
Oh, God.
Okay, this one has a suction thing that you put on, you squeeze it, and it pulls the nipple out. Wow, okay, it's time for me to stop interneting for the day. I'm done. No more internet.
Far Cry 2 was annoying because you had to get malaria pills because you were dying.
Yeah.
If I always mix Far Cry 1 up with a different game, but if I remember correctly, Far Cry 1 had the plot where it was like Island of Dr. Monroe. And you gained like animal abilities as they were experimenting on you, and it wasn't a bad game.
Was it Animorphs, the game?
Possibly. Or I may be thinking of a different game. If I'm thinking of a different game, then Far Cry 1 was so unmemorable, I don't even remember it, but I had played it. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that right there explains how good Far Cry 1
I remember
because
the reason I think that that's the game is I remember getting Far Cry 2 expecting the animal mechanics to return, and instead it was the malaria mechanics, and I'm like, well, you got rid of a fun mechanic with a bad mechanic. Like, why would I not want to be an animal? And instead, I want to be getting malaria pills.
Yeah, it doesn't sound very fun.
That reminds me of Metro Last Light, where you had to constantly get mask.
Oh, dude, that
ruined it.
Yeah.
But anyway, me, Elmo, in our Twitch chat, because we stream these live every Thursday morning, says that was Far Cry 1. It was the animal, you got these animal abilities, which I thought was fun.
Yeah.
But it wasn't open world. Keep that in mind. It wasn't like open world that we have now.
Oh, was it like linear?
No, they were mostly linear, the first two games. Like, you could go off the path a little bit, but they were mostly linear. It was 3 that brought the open world to the Far Cry.
Well, that's cool, because Far Cry 3 is still the best one. So.
Right, well, and that's... So then Far Cry 3, as we all know, had...
Voss.
Voss. I always want to say Vash.
Vash?
But that's Vash the Stampede from Trigun.
Yeah.
One of my favorite animes ever. Have you not seen Trigun?
I don't think I have, actually.
Okay.
Gary, have you seen it? Gary's seen it.
Gary, come here, Gary.
Dude, the look on your face was amazing.
Trigun, you gotta tell me if I'm wrong, because I haven't seen it in a while. Okay. Trigun is, we're in a future where mankind was traveling across space, and the ship got destroyed by Vash and his brother Knives.
No, they didn't destroy it.
They mistakenly did.
Oh, wait, no, you're right.
It was an accident.
It was an accident. Oh,
they did something. They're basically supposed to be like the superhumans, genetically engineered to be perfect in every way, or something along those lines.
They're called plants.
Yes,
they're called plants. They actually run the ships off of these people.
Yes.
Huh.
Yes.
And so something goes wrong. Knives. They had a human that was mistreating them, and Knives did something, and Vash was trying to stop him.
I can't remember what that was.
Anyway, the ship crashes, and now we go like 100 years, and we're in like an Old West world in a different planet.
Yep.
Okay?
Huh.
And Vash has a $60 billion double dollar, Rob, double dollar bounty on his head. Everyone's trying to kill him. And he comes across as the biggest goofball, moron, idiot.
Yes.
He always accidentally everything goes right. It's a convenient
So Goku.
klutz. He's literally the epitome.
He's coming off that way.
Yes, because he comes across as like the ultimate Mary Sue.
Okay.
That term where like everything seems to go right for the hero. He is literally Vash.
Okay.
Until you get about midway through and you discover everything's intentional.
Yeah.
He's so intelligent. He pre-plans everything, and he
To
would
look like
rather.
an idiot.
I really
to
hope
look
that's
like
not
an
a big
idiot.
spoiler.
No, it's not.
ruining the show.
No, you gotta watch the show though. It's not.
so
It really
good.
isn't.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, like it was.
Cowboy Bebop, and it's so good.
Okay, fair
Yeah,
enough.
well,
I'll have
it's
to watch.
not a big spoiler because you get hints of that throughout the whole series.
Is
like,
it on Netflix?
Probably.
No, I've looked.
Damn.
No, I could have sworn it was at one point.
I'll have to
The
find it then.
Japanese version was.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the bigger question we need to ask here is why would anybody watch something like that?
It's so good.
Why would you watch Westworld?
Because
Why
Westworld's
would you
amazing.
Why would you watch Cowboy
First of all,
Bebop? Why would you watch anything?
Do not compare Westworld to animes. Westworld is amazing.
Just anime.
Yeah, animes are just Japanese
Anime's
cartoons.
plural for anime.
Yeah, animes, whatever.
There's no S.
There's no
Stop
S.
saying the S.
Whatever, animes, man. They're
So anyway.
Japanese cartoons.
Back to
All
Far
right.
Cry.
Oh, Gary, don't even give me that face. They're cartoons.
I didn't give you a face. You'll know when I give you a face.
Wow, you pissed off Gary.
Wow, I pissed off the camera guy. Well,
Anyway,
Oh, gosh.
I always mix up Vas with Vash because of the similar name. I always want to call him either Vash or Vaughn. Vaughn's from Final Fantasy 12.
God, Vaughn, he was such a great character in Far Cry 3. He's amazing.
So anyway, Far Cry 3 was great. Had Vas, which is pretty much considered one of the best villains to have come out of any of these
yes.
games.
Out of almost any video game, he's amazing.
He was
4
really good.
had a number of issues.
Okay,
It was fun.
what were the issues you think 4 had?
For me, 4's main protagonist,
Pagan Min.
Pagan Min. I want to call him Pagan May. I was like, it doesn't sound right.
Pagan May. Pagan Min.
Pagan Min. He wasn't a strong protagonist like Voss was. And at the same time, the game, I think, almost embraced the go over the top and go insane that you wanted to do in Far Cry 3, but you kept it grounded to an extent.
What was even the plot of Far Cry 4? Because I'll be perfectly honest.
You were planted into a Himalayan area, and he had taken over it.
Okay.
Yeah, but you went to go deliver your mother's ashes.
That was it. That's why you were there, but you discovered the whole area was overrun by Pagan Min.
Yeah, but Pagan Min apparently had like an infatuation with your mom when you were younger or something along those lines.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Because I remember everyone basically just being like, Far Cry 3 is way better.
Oh, it was.
And so I never
Yeah.
even got Far Cry 4 because I had Far Cry
I
3.
mean, Far Cry 4 is worth playing. I mean, it's not a bad game. Like, it's definitely worth playing.
I still
Yeah.
have
enjoyed it.
PTSD with Eagle.
Oh man, they still do that crap in Far Cry 5. I'm like, you know what?
Wait, was it Eagle or Honey Badger? Honey Badger's in 4. Eagle's in 3, I think.
Oh yeah, honey badger. No, okay, but in their defense though, those honey badgers are some mean sons of bitches, man.
Well, it's like the Wolverines
Those-
in
yeah,
5.
those-
All the ones that
Wolverines,
bite your
yeah.
crotch?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're just playing. You're like, what's hitting me? What's hitting me?
Especially in
What
the
the
Bliss
hell?
area where like a squirrel just poofs into like a bear.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I just had that happen to me this morning.
Yeah,
That
no,
was-
dude, those
oh my
Wolverines
gosh.
are like the honey badgers from Far Cry
Yeah.
Far Cry 4, and they are intense. You don't want to play Far Cry 3 again.
Anyway, so 4 was
I love
that.
that
Then we had Far Cry Primal, which they discovered was the same map as Far Cry 4, drained of water.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
Okay.
They drained the water out of Far Cry 4, and it was either 3 or 4, and they put it on that same map, so it was rehashed. And you were a caveman.
So, little bit of a rewind. Far Cry Blood Dragon, that was the Far Cry 3
Oh, that's a
kind
totally-
of
yeah.
like Tron style
Yes.
No,
kind
it's,
of game.
no, it's a totally standalone game.
Yeah, it was a standalone.
It was a DLC, but you could also buy it as a separate game.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
If you had the main game, it was cheaper because it would just be an add-on.
Yeah.
But you could buy it separate for $30 if you just want to play.
Yeah, it was like an 80s arcade. It was actually amazing.
I really liked
there were
that.
like dinosaurs and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Was
I enjoyed
Blood
that.
Dragon in 4 or 3?
I,
Three?
yeah, I think it
Okay.
was 3.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's pretty
so
amazing.
those are the ones we're basically looking at. Because 1 and 2, the animal concept is cool. 2 is the malaria. But those both games are like before what Far Cry is known for now.
Yes.
You're not going to go play 1 and be like, wow, I can see where Far Cry got it from. You're going to play 1 and be like, okay, cool concept, but...
Well, I think
Yeah.
Far Cry 3 was also a lot of people's first Far Cry game.
It was, because it was
It
so
was.
amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
No,
so
it
open
definitely
world.
was.
Yeah.
So out of 3, 4, Primal, and 5, I'm actually kind of want to go play Primal now. Anyway, so I'll say right now, Primal, did you play Primal?
No.
Did you play Primal? I played Primal for the first 30 minutes and was like, not for me, and stopped playing Primal.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, I couldn't get into Primal. Natalie played Primal to, I believe she got the full platinum trophy on it.
I would not doubt it.
Yeah, knowing her, she finds a game she likes, she goes crazy on it.
Huh.
So, out of those 4, obviously Primal no one's going to vote for because we didn't play it. Out of 3, 4, and 5, what do you think is the best route?
3 has the best plot. 5 has the best ending.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about gameplay?
4. I love the gameplay in 4.
That is such a
Yeah.
range.
Yeah, I love the gameplay in 4. I
Damn.
love the idea you had a little helicopter thing you could fly around
Yep.
in, and yeah, I love the. Yeah.
Okay.
I love the
Okay, what do
gameplay
you
in 4.
think, Dan? Because the reason I wanted you on here, go ahead and explain your actual experience of Far
Yeah,
Cry.
so I played a bit of Far Cry 3. I didn't finish the game, but I played a decent chunk of it. I didn't play 4 because everyone said it wasn't that great compared to 3. And then I've been playing 5, which I'm actually getting pretty far in and I'm really enjoying. I would say plot for 3 definitely, because I loved the plot for 3.
Yeah.
That one, like, that was definitely something that kept me hooked. The gameplay of 5, I've been really, really enjoying though.
Okay. For me, it's I actually like the plot of 3, gameplay, and the way they're handling it. I like 4 more than. I like 5 more than 4.
The only thing I don't like on
I'm not a
5
fan of 4. I felt like it was too much of a rehash of 3 with a few new ideas, and here's the rocket launcher more often.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
That's how I felt it was.
But no, I mean, the only 5 would kind of for 4 steps back, 4 steps forward, it was like a step back. I didn't like the menu system. Don't really like the perk system,
I'll agree with the menu.
and I don't really like the whole looting system.
In 4, which one?
In 5.
5.
Oh,
okay.
yes. The fact that you run up to a body and you have to, like, spend, like, you're like, okay, can I loot? No, I don't
Well,
want to change
yeah.
my weapon. I want
That's
to
in
get
all
this
of them,
angle.
but that is
Yeah.
always annoying.
I
You
always
have
always
to angle
annoying.
it right, especially
Yeah.
if your mission objective is there and a body
Yeah.
and a gun.
Yeah.
Because then you're like,
Yeah.
And you accidentally throw your gun off the cliff, and you're just like, son of a gun.
Yeah,
Son of a gun.
that's- Oh, here's a crazy thing too. There was this escort mission I did in Far Cry 5, and I accidentally switched. No, I'm sorry. I picked. No, I went to go pick a guy. I went to go revive him. Accidentally dropped my gun, like threw my gun away, or switched out guns or something like that. And then like the NPC grabs my gun, and I was like, "No, give me my gun back!" It was my favorite gun. It was the rifle, not the sniper rifle, but it was like the bolt action rifle with like a silencer and a scope, and or with the red dot sight. And I was like, "Dude, like I had to save up to get this thing. Like, give it back." You know?
give it back.
Yeah, I had to go get it again.
So, then why is the story for 3 much stronger than 5? I have my reason, but I want to hear your guys first.
My problem with the 5 story is, one, the different areas. First off, the bottom left guy looks way too much like the main guy.
I
Yeah.
was confused by that as well.
I honestly
I'm like, we're
thought
already
I was
fighting him.
against the main guy when I was doing that, and then I was like, oh wait,
The
who's this
glasses-
other guy
it's
talking
the
to him?
glasses.
Yeah.
I
I like the whole, like, the bliss for faith. Like, I've just gotten into
The
that,
drugs?
and I like
that was
how
cool.
it's like, I really like the fact that a squirrel turned into a bear and I didn't know.
Yeah.
Creeps me the hell out when I'm like sniping from a huge distance and I hear this girl talking in my ear, and I
Or
look
she's
up and
dancing in the corner?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Faith's just there, and you're just like, what the hell? But I feel like the insanity behind Voss, and like behind the fact that it was, you're a party kid that got stranded on this island and you're like trying to get off and all of that. That was 3, right?
Yeah,
For the
that
record.
was like
okay.
Because 4, you were the guy going like you didn't. I don't think you had any history behind the guy in 4.
no.
You were just there to drop your ashes off. Your
Well,
mother's ashes off.
The history you learn, you eventually learn his parents were running like the golden circle, whatever that thing was. Yeah, like that whole like rebel movement, like your parents were a part of it, and then
okay.
eventually left. Yeah, like your dad ran it or
Gotcha.
created it or something along those lines.
Yeah, I just really liked about 3 the
Golden
fact
Path.
that you were this person that really had no knowledge of anything, and throughout the whole thing, you're like against these crazy lunatics, and like learning what to do and stuff like that. And I felt it was just a really good story.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I
I
agree with
mean-
you 100%. It was a super cool plot. You were just basically a trust fund kid who showed up and he was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yep.
I loved
And
the
got thrown
brother
into
though,
the
because
tree.
like when you see the brother,
Yes.
the brother's the ex-military something.
Yeah, army
Yeah.
guy.
And
yeah.
you're like, oh, he's gonna show me how to do things, and like in the opening of 3,
Yeah.
and he's done.
bam! Yeah, he gets shot through the neck.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Holy hell, man! He got shot through the throat.
Which
Plus,
I
it had-
actually liked that, because it removed that element of, oh, you have this person watching out for you, and it's now just, you're on your own, buddy.
Yeah.
Good
plus,
luck.
Plus, you also had like really interesting side characters. Like there was your girlfriend, and there was your brother's girlfriend, and then there's like your other brother's girlfriend. You know, and it was like,
Boy,
like
they had a lot of girlfriends.
yeah, oh, yeah, there were. It was
Trust
crazy.
fund kids, man.
Oh,
Trust fund
yeah,
kids,
yeah, that's true.
They get all the hot chicks, but no, like you had like all these different characters, which were interesting because like you had to rescue them from places.
Yeah.
The biggest problem that I have with Far Cry 5 is all the other characters are forgettable. Like you're like go to
That's-
this place,
that-
do
yes,
this,
that's
and then
my
do that,
issue.
and-
I
yeah.
forgot about them until I saved them.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
the sheriff with the mustache, like
Yeah.
the main guy. I completely forgot he existed, and then I showed up and I was like, hey,
Yeah.
I remember you now.
Or half the characters I rescue, and they're like, you have to go rescue this person, like, you know, the person I previously met, and I don't remember meeting him.
Mm-hmm.
Or they were in the opening cutscene, I'm like, I don't remember who that guy is.
Yeah.
You know, whatever,
No, I
I'll
agree
do
with
it,
that.
but like,
Go
oh.
rescue this deputy, and they're like, which deputy?
Yeah.
yeah, which one was that?
The
Yeah.
problem I had with 5 versus 3, 3 had more of a linear story. You could go do whatever you wanted, yes.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
you had the main story you were going forward, and
Yes.
it kept holding your hand through it. And I felt like that gave us a stronger story. While in 5, the way, which is cool in an extent, but the idea is go do whatever you want, and eventually you'll have done enough to get the bosses to come after
That's
you.
exactly
It's
it.
3 separate stories.
It is.
If, like,
and the final villain, the father in 5,
Yeah.
you learn a lot about him through everything else, but you don't interact with him.
No.
Not
Yeah.
in the manner that you do Voss.
Yeah.
In fact, the majority of interactions that you have with him is actually him interacting with the person you're interacting with.
Yes.
Like the brother in the bottom left. I won't say anything, so I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah,
But
don't.
there's a part where like he says something, and that's when you also go, "Oh, he exists."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're also like, okay, so no one else really has any importance besides the main guy.
I also feel like part of the problem with 5, and I believe it was in 4, and I think 3 had some lines, but the fact that you're a silent protagonist.
Yes.
Anytime that they're talking to you for more than a minute, it
Yeah.
loses any real weight because they're
Yeah.
not doing anything, and I know the game has to continue, and I know they're just setting up whatever the next fight's going to be, and it's just kind of like, I don't know. I felt they spent too much time monologuing to you instead of letting you participate in what's actually going on and happening. Well, if I remember, it's been a long time since I played 3, but if I remember 3, there was less direct monologuing and more like, here's what's happening, you're screwed. You know?
Yeah, like your character would like call out for help.
Yeah.
You know, or like, but that's
Yeah.
the thing too. And 4 is when they started doing it, when they had those people just talking in your ear. Like Pagan Men would chime in all the time when he was talking to you. In Far Cry 3, Voss never did that.
Yeah.
Like, and so whenever you saw Voss, it was like, oh, cool, we get to see Voss again because
Yeah.
it's like a treat.
It was
you
an
know?
event.
Yeah, it was like an event. It's like, oh, dude, yes, we get to see Voss. But it also had that really cool mission with the Skrillex song, where you had to like torch the
Light
crops.
all the
Yeah.
drugs.
Yeah, you had to burn all the
yes.
drugs down. Yeah, that was amazing. That was a really fun,
I
fun
like that
mission.
one.
But yeah, no, I mean, there's a lot of cool things. I think Far Cry 3 I think was so cool because they kind of put all their eggs in one basket. Like we got to go for broke if they're going to make a totally different game
Yeah.
from Far Cry's 1 and 2. 4 was kind of like, okay, follow up to that, and then 5 was kind of like, okay, we're set. Honestly, I think 5 was it was kind of bigger than it needed to be. I like the idea of having 3 separate locations. And it was cool because I could play one section and then just walk away from the game for like 2 days.
Yeah.
And then come back and play another section and then same thing until I got to Joseph. But I do like 3 because it was my first Far Cry game. The villain was amazing. Like Voss was more interesting than the actual main boss that you had to fight.
Yeah.
The story was awesome. The environment was
I always
gorgeous.
forget that there's someone bigger than Voss.
Yeah.
Voss
Yeah.
was working for
Until you
someone.
Yeah,
just
Voss
said
working
that,
for that guy.
yeah.
Yeah. There's all those like there's so many things that go into just making such a great game. But it was my first outing with a game like that.
So do you think that's why 3 stands out? Because it's kind of like the Final Fantasy syndrome. Your first Final Fantasy is your Final Fantasy. That's
Yeah.
the best
Oh, yeah.
Final Fantasy
Oh,
ever.
I've been
and the
saying
same
that,
thing
yeah.
with the Far Cry situation. I actually think the same thing applies to any series that has a lot of titles. Like
Yes.
Assassin's Creed.
No,
There are people that
incredibly.
are like, oh, I think Black Flag's the best one. I'm like, but did you play Brotherhood? Because that was amazing.
Oh yeah.
And then
well,
here I am with like 1 and 2, because those were the first ones I played, and I freaking loved those ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob's dying on us. He needs that food.
Man, I need some energy.
So, but do you think that's what the case is with Far Cry? We've just gotten to the point where there's so many of them now, and this is like the way they're going to do things.
No, I don't think it's really that there's so many. I think that they were trying something new, and there's something to be said about that. About just kind of swinging for the fences. This is the first Far Cry game we've had where we've had like 3 main bosses, and this is the first Far Cry game we've had where we fight again. Well, I guess 3 bosses, and then we fight against all 3 of them, in like different sections. This is the first time they've done that. Most of them have been what Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4 were, where they're just linear, follow straight through, and be done
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
So
I do like how you can kind of do your own thing, although it seems like every single one of us ended in the lower left-hand corner first.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they direct you there, though.
yeah,
They don't. No, they don't. That's the thing.
they don't?
No.
Oh.
Somehow
No,
we all
they-
just ended up driving down that road to go to Falls End.
If I remember right, the closest quest puts you down that way.
Oh, maybe that's.
If
what it
I
is.
remember, there
Do you
was
think
something.
I don't remember what it was. I just remember going in the road because I
It's
tell you
the
it wasn't.
exit that you get out from the island. It really is because I know that because
I
of
think
the
it's the way
fact
the
that
road is shaped. Yes.
yes, it's you are kind of guided in that direction because when I look at my map when I was doing that area, I had not seen anything in any of the other 3.
Because the only reason I know that there is no direct link is because when I got off the island, I went straight into Faith and got killed. And then I went left into Jacob's and got killed. And then I went into Joseph's and didn't die. That's why I did Joseph's.
There you go.
Because I was still trying to figure the game out. Like, I think
Yeah.
it was just random stuff, like the cars coming over or
Yeah.
the bunny turning into a bear. And it's like, I don't know what's happening. So
But yeah.
okay, yeah. I think it's just a nice little discussion video. We're just trying to, put out content, keep you guys interested in what's happening on our gaming channel while we build back up our gaming channel. Things coming out real soon. We're trying to build up a Dan and Benny Learn to Play Fortnite series.
Yes.
That'll be fun.
It's going to be a very long series because we're not good.
We're going to try to do a gaming news segment with Nathalie once she gets back. We're going to try to bring back more discussions. Hope you guys are enjoying the content over here, and I think we should close out the episode.
Yeah.
Dan T. Editor, Comics Explained, Comic Storian, Eligible Monster as a total on Twitter, and we'll see you next week right here at Eligible Monster.
Peace.